intro. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to our educational video. For today, we're going to explore the crucial aspect of adolescence, which is self-concept, self-worth, and self-efficacy. For today, this is our group assignment video for adolescent psychology for our instructor, Dr. Noorlila. And we're going to explore on how adolescents understand the concept about themselves, value themselves, and how they believe about themselves in their potential to become an adolescent. And according to this, we're going to add up some psychological theory to back up our studies and also a few case studies that we're going to explain on how adolescents have shaped the perspective among those teenagers. And for now, there are a few parts that I'm going to explain with my group member. I hope you guys enjoy. Roll intro. So, what is exactly self-concept, self-worth, and self-efficacy, and how do they influence the perspective among adolescents? So we're going to see one by one here. So the first one is we're going to talk about self-concept. So self-concept is how teens view themselves, not just physically, also socially and academically. So this is the big question. Who am I? So this everybody been asking this question throughout their life, right? So this is the self-concept. But now, I give you an example about how we can see self-concept. Let's see a student who are very good in mathematics or science, but they are very shy, or you can call themselves introvert. So they view themselves, perhaps they are a bit, inferior compared to the rest socially. So this is the concept of self-concept. The second one is called self-worth. The word worth is there. It means value. So how they put value to themselves. So it's the inner voice that they have. I am good enough. Or the other way, or sadly, we say that sometimes they don't see they are not good enough. Perspectively, these are influenced by the pressure that they have among them. Perhaps from the parents, from the teacher, or among peers. So this is very important for adolescents to understand why self-value can shape their identity as well. And last but not least, we're going to talk about self-efficacy. So what is self-efficacy? So self-efficacy is developed by psychologist Albert Bandura. So he created this to help us understand. So when you believe in something, so the teenagers or adolescents, when they believe in their potential, they can achieve something. But when they cannot believe in themselves, they start to have hindrance or mental block for their ability. If you put this in context, right, in our country, we have our sport theme song, Jika Kau Fikirkan Kau Boleh. So technically, the song is explaining to you what is self-efficacy, and we all need that to reach our full potential.
Theoretical framework based on this topic. Erik Erikson, identity versus role. So Erik described adolescence as the stage of identity versus role confusion. So teenagers start asking, who am I and where do I belong? If they can explore and find their values and strengths, they develop a clear self-concept. But if they are pressured to fit into roles they don't identify with, it can lead to confusion and low self-worth. Secondly, Bandura social cognitive theory, which is focused on self-efficacy. So according to Albert Bandura, believing in your ability to succeed is what drives motivation. So this belief known as self-efficacy, which help adolescents face challenges, set goals and take responsibilities. For example, if a student sees someone like them succeed, they will feel if they can do it, so can I. Next, Rosenberg's self-esteem theory. Maurice Rosenberg explained that self-esteem or self-worth is how we feel about ourselves at the core. It's shaped by how others treat us, especially family, teachers, and peers. For adolescents, a simple word of encouragement or criticism can either build or break their inner confidence. In Islam, views every adolescent as born upon fitrah, a natural, pure state. With the right nurturing, this nature can flourish into a strong, confident, and self-aware adult. But without proper guidance, that purity can be overshadowed by confusion of doubt. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said in Surah Ar-Ra'd, indeed, it will not change the condition of people until they change what is it themselves. This reflects self-efficacy in action. Change starts with belief and effort from within. Did you know that nearly 1 in 5 Malaysian adolescents suffer from mental health issues like depression, anxiety and stress? And a key factor often linked to this problem is low self-esteem. In Malaysia, study shows that adolescents with lower self-esteem are at higher risk of mental health struggles, with up of 21% of students experiencing depression. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, mental health problem is in adolescents are increasing worldwide, including in Malaysia. Vulnerable groups such as those living in orphanage face even higher rates of over 80% report struggling with anxiety and stress. Globally, the challenges are equally concerning. So the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, highlights that youth mental health in deteriorating globally, driven by factors like social media, pressures, economic insecurity, and climate change. In fact, the WHO reports that mental illness now accounts for 45% of the disease burden in individuals aged 10 to 24, making it one of the leading public health challenges.
What's your name?
Ilham.
Alright, Ilham. So Ilham from International Islamic Studies. Alright, so let's get started. First, can you describe yourself in just 2 words?
I would like to describe myself as hardworking, a thinker, and I like problem solving.
Okay, great. So now, what's something about yourself that you're proud recently?
Recently, I managed to get my grades a little bit higher than last semester.
Alright, sometimes students your age, they are facing so much struggles, pressures, like school stress or fitting. So is there anything like that you experience?
Yes, I do experience a lot of pressure because like IGCSEs are coming up and my mom and me are like really frantic on, oh, I need to study more like that. And like the school pressure because in certain subjects I'm not really good at it, so I'm taking tuition for that, but I'm still struggling a bit. So like the school pressure.
Okay, if you have that kind of pressure, how do you deal with it?
Sometimes I just try to work hard, and sometimes like some people are like, oh, you should do better, and like you're not trying enough. I just ignore them because I want to go the pace I'm going at my own speed, at my own understanding level. So I don't like people like forcing me to like study like them. Like my mom like compares me like that, but I'm like, it's okay. I just listen to her, and sometimes if it's useful, I listen to her. But sometimes she like compares me to some people, and I feel sad about that. So I just ignore those because I can learn from that. I can like, ooh, she's comparing me, and I'll do better, and so that people compare their child to me. So I'm like, I want to be someone who is compared to, not the one who is being compared.
So last question, I just want to ask you, if you could give one advice to your friends, what advice would you want to give?
One advice I would like to give is, some of my friends, some of them are weak in one subject. I just say like, try your best. Like, you should not like, if you do bad, then try to do better. Don't be like, oh, I did bad this time, I want to do worse. No, just try to improve. Like, try to like, even if you like 1 hour, at least study 1 hour.
Thank you very much for joining.
In Islam, youth are a special amanah, a trust from Allah. We must care for them, guide them, and help them grow. Allah says in the Quran, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim, Innallaha la yughayyiru ma biqaumin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. This means change starts from the inside, with belief, effort, and trust in Allah. That self-efficacy, believing you can improve with Allah's help. Through tazkiyah, we purify our heart. Through tarbiyah, we build our identity as strong Muslim. When youth know who they are as servants of Allah, they become confident, focused, and ready to make a difference.
Right. So you have heard all the presentation that we had before, the statistic, the theories, and the perspective about adolescent. So let's us dive in on how can we help adolescent to manage the issues that they have with their self-concept, self-will, and self-efficacy, but through the eye of educators, parents, and also psychologists. So, right, when we talk about educators, the teachers, so we need to instill the growth mindset of the adolescents. So when we put a student in the classroom, try to instill the idea of inclusive education instead of segregating them and putting into groups. For example, we try to put them together and reduce the favoritism and reduce the idea that they have lesser self-efficacy among the rest. And for the educators, this help them to understand not just perspective of adolescent and help them to enhance their academic progress. So now for parents, like you can see, right, I'm holding the key. So the parent have the key to the adolescent. So technically, the parents have to be emotionally understanding to the child, especially when they reach certain age, when they reach adolescence. So open communication is needed for them to understand the perspective that have changes throughout the year. And parent themselves become a role model. Positive self-talk is a powerful tool as a parent that they can use to enhance their ability for adolescent to model a positive behavior and to have a better positive self-identity. And now for psychologists, as we are learning educational psychology, so future educational psychologists can try to use tools or methods such as CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, to reframe negative thoughts among adolescents in school. And we can utilize school psychologists, for instance, in order to create a program that can help them excel not just academic but socially as well. And from this, we can help structure a most dynamic school that can help the adolescent to achieve their fullest potential. When we combine these three coping mechanisms that we have from the psychologists, from the parents, and even the educator itself, these are a very dynamic tools that we can use to help the adolescent not just to fulfill the potential, but to thrive in the future. Because as we know, we have moving to one generation to the next generation. So we need a more vibrant and more mature technique in order to overcome the issue among adolescents. Alright, we are at the end of our presentation. So I hope you guys learned a lot from our topic, which is about adolescent identity, self-concept, and self-efficacy. So we have understand that self are being explained by psychological perspective, identity versus role confusion. And it's important for us to help them maneuver these stages because it's considered as storm and stress. However, by the touch of Islamic psychology or Islamic perspective, it can help us to build a very holistic perception of self through the stage of adolescence stand from the Islamic point of view. And thank you to Dr. Noorlila for teaching us this semester. I hope this video benefit to all future students. And take care and Assalamualaikum.